What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Flatbush Zombies are here with their debut album, 3001 A Laced Odyssey. Before we even get into the music, let's kind of talk about what the Zombies have been up to for the last 3 years. In 2013, they put out Better Off Dead, which I really loved. That was a project that made me a fan of them. And from there, they went on tour. They toured the United States, Europe, just various parts of the country, of the world. And then they put out a project with the Underachievers, and here we are with their debut album. Now, let's talk about the cover. The cover is amazing. I love what the cover looks like. And doing a little bit of research, I found out that the cover was done by David Nakayama, who has prior experience with Marvel. If you own the X-Men animated series DVDs, like the cover art was done by him. And I'll include a link to his website because he has some really good art on there. And there's also a page about the Flatbush Zombies cover, and it has like different drafts of the sketches. Like you have the initial sketches, and you have here's the cover without any color, things of that nature. So it's cool to kind of see that creation process. Getting into the music, it's meant to be played alongside 2001 A Space Odyssey. I saw a tweet the other day that said that you should play it like right when the movie starts or whatever. And I like the idea of that because it made me get interested in doing that. I haven't done it yet, but it made me also look at the music a little bit differently. Because I started thinking about 2001, I did a little bit of more research on the movie and different parts of the movie and like the themes of it, and I tried to relate that to the actual music. And I feel like a record like Fly Away, which is one of two solo Michi Darko records, I feel like it fits into like the idea of traveling into space and dealing with death, because that's definitely a theme in 2001 A Space Odyssey. And then like I look at a record like Ascension, which is the other solo record that he has, and I think about like how it's more instrumental than lyrics, and I attribute that to like if I watch the movie while having a soundtrack, it'll make more sense. So I definitely could say I think if you're a fan, you should definitely listen to the album and then listen to it while watching the movie. I'm gonna do that myself. And I want to talk about Ascension. I like the fact that he said time is illusion. Time is an illusion. I think I'm losing my mind, because when I think about that and attribute it to the film, I think about how they're in space. And time really is an illusion when you're in space, because you're not thinking of like, oh, it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday. It's all like you're all cramped and it's just one long journey. And some people can't handle that. That's why he says I'm losing my mind. So I look at it like that, in that sense. I think out of everybody on the project, Michi Darko was the one that stood out the most in terms of lyrics. Probably because he has a very distinct voice. And on top of that, he just says some crazy out of the box things that you just don't get out of Juice or Eric. He says, my only mission is to burn in hell and not in prison. That's why I'm spitting shit that make Jesus question religion. Like, things of that. Or when he's on Ascension. He says, I am ascending. I'm trying to be better than God. What the fuck am I saying? I ain't even into my prime. And again, going back to 2001, I think of it like we're looking at like technology and how much we rely on it and how much of a factor it is in our lives. And at the same time, I feel like that brings us closer to being better than God, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to work it out in my mind, but I look at it like we have technology and we keep ascending, and we're going to get to a point where we might be on the level of God or something of that nature. At least that's kind of how I was looking at it. Another Michi Darko line that I liked a lot was on your favorite rap song. When he started his verse, he said, I was conceived under the rubble of the buildings that Snoop crumbled back in 19 something. And it was cool. I like that's like a vivid line, something that you just would appreciate, and it jumped out at me. And then, not to discredit the other members, so I want to kind of highlight them too. I love that Eric, the architect, really lives up to his name. He laid the foundation down for this project. All the different sounds, all the different production, that's all him. He's so talented. He reminds me a lot of Ryan Lewis, who produces for Macklemore. And I don't mean that in a sound, they sound similar. I mean that in a sense that they're so loyal to the groups that they're a part of that they don't really work with anybody else. And I think Eric Ark definitely has the potential to be a huge producer if he wanted to be. If you just listen to the project, you listen to 3001, you'll hear different sounds, and he doesn't like stick himself in a box. So I think he really could be a factor if he ever decided to produce for other people. Juice. I like Juice a lot because of his flows. He has different flows that go through the album. Like Rest in Peace CD was one of the ones where to me it kind of sounded like an old school 3-6 Mafia record, and it also made me think, man, how cool would it be to get Flatbush Zombies and 3-6 Mafia on a record? I know not all the members of 3-6 Mafia would be down for that. You can get like Juicy J, hopefully like DJ Paul. Maybe that would be it at that point. But I still think it would be a really cool record, especially hearing like Juicy J over some Eric production. It goes back to that point. But overall, I was very impressed with the album. I love the fact that they said, like, if you watch the movie and you sync the album up with it, it kind of fits, because then that made me look at the album in a different light. And it made me appreciate it more. There's still layers that I'm unpacking from this album, and I'm sure I'll continue to love it throughout the year. Hopefully it ends up in my top, 10 list, because I think that's where it's headed right now. I'm still really getting into the album. But those are my thoughts so far. I would love to know what your thoughts are on 3001, A Laced Odyssey. Let me know in the comment section below. Have you watched it synced up with 2001? Do you plan to? What was your favorite song? What was your favorite verse? Who stood out the most? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.